The story opens with Captain Jack Reed standing on the bridge of humanity's first interstellar ship, the Pioneer, as it approaches the Galactic Council's massive station. For 50 years, humans have been trying to join the galaxy's ruling body. But today brings devastating news. Ambassador Lisa North returns from the council chambers with grim tidings. The Galactic Federation has voted unanimously to ban Earth from all galactic affairs. The alien representatives, led by the proud Altarians and the cold Vex Empire, declare humans too violent and unpredictable for civilized space. Your species wages war on itself, sneers High Counselor Vel of the Altarians. You destroy your own planet. You show no unity, no discipline. The galaxy has no place for such chaos. The ban is total. No human ship may enter Federation space. No trade, no diplomacy, no contact. Earth is cut off from a galaxy of 10,000 worlds and countless resources. The aliens expect humanity to remain trapped in their solar system forever. But as captain, Reed watches the alien fleet escort them back toward Earth. He notices something the Council missed. In their arrogance, they never asked what humans do when faced with impossible odds. They never learned that being told no only makes humans more determined. Back on Earth, the news spreads quickly. Some despair, but others see opportunity. If the galaxy won't accept them as members, perhaps it's time to forge their own path. In secret bunkers and hidden laboratories, scientists begin working on projects the aliens never imagined. Dr. Emma Stone leads a team developing new faster-than-light technology. Unlike the Federation's standard drives, her design doesn't rely on their controlled junk gates. If they won't let us use their roads, she tells her team, we'll build better ones. Meanwhile, Admiral Tom Hayes begins planning humanity's response. The Federation controls thousands of worlds, but they've grown soft from centuries of peace. They've forgotten what it means to fight for survival. Humans never had that luxury. The part ends with a meeting in Earth's new underground command center. World leaders and military commanders gather around a holographic star map. The galaxy stretches before them, vast, rich, and completely forbidden. They think they've contained us, Admiral Hayes says, his voice steady. They think Earth is now a prison. But they've made one critical mistake. He points to the empty spaces between Federation territory, the wild zones they consider worthless. They've left us room to grow. 5 years after the ban, humanity launches the Great Exodus. Massive colony ships, built in secret using revolutionary technology, depart Earth toward the galaxy's unexplored regions. The aliens never monitored these empty zones, assuming nothing of value existed there. Captain Mike Stone commands the first wave aboard the colony ship. New Dawn, his destination. A cluster of uncharted systems beyond Federation space. The ship carries 50,000 colonists and the tools to build a new world. The journey reveals humanity's first advantage. Dr. Stone's new drive. Technology is faster and more efficient than anything the Federation uses. While alien ships crawl between systems using their ancient jump gates, human vessels leap across the void in days instead of months. They reach the Kepler cluster and find something extraordinary. The Federation dismissed these systems as worthless because they lack the exotic matter their technology requires. But human science has learned to thrive on ordinary elements. What aliens see as barren rock, humans see as raw materials for empire. The first colony, New Terra, rises from the red soil of Kepler Prime. Unlike the sterile cities of Federation worlds, human settlements buzz with chaotic energy. Factories work around the clock. Research stations push the boundaries of science. Mining operations strip asteroids. Bare to fuel expansion, other colony ships find their own worlds. New Shanghai establishes itself in the binary systems. New Moscow claims the iron worlds rich in rare metals. Each colony becomes a hub of human ingenuity, connected by the growing network of Earth's faster-than-light communications. But humans aren't alone in the wild zones. They encounter the outcasts, alien species the Federation also rejected. The insectoid hive declared too collectivist. The gaseous nebula dwellers considered too strange. The crystalline shards judged too alien to understand. Unlike the Federation, humans don't demand these species change. Captain Stone's daughter, Dr. Amy Stone, leads the first contact teams with a simple message. We don't care what you are. We care what you can do. The hive's ability to rapidly construct massive structures proves invaluable for building space habitats. The nebula dwellers share knowledge of stellar engineering that revolutionizes human energy production. The shards teach humans to grow technology like living crystal, creating self-repairing ships and buildings within 3 years. The human colonies begin trading with each other and their alien partners. A new economy emerges, one based on cooperation rather than the Federation's rigid hierarchies. Raw materials flow from mining worlds to industrial centers. Finished goods spread across the growing human sphere. The Federation remains oblivious. Their sensors, designed to detect their own technology, can't track human movements. Their spy networks focus on known civilizations, not empty space. They assume the banned humans are still trapped on their single world, slowly dying from isolation. The part ends with a ceremony on New Terra. Representatives from 20 human colonies and a dozen outcast species gather to sign the Free World's Charter. Unlike the Federation's complex treaties, this document is simple: mutual defense, free trade, and respect for each species' way of life. Admiral Hayes, now elderly but still sharp, watches from Earth via quantum communication. Phase 1 complete. He reports to the Global Defense Council. We have our foundation. Now we build the future. As the ceremony concludes, long-range scouts report back from the galaxy's outer rim. They found something that will change everything. Ancient ruins left by a civilization that vanished before the Federation even existed. The technology inside makes even human innovations look primitive. The galaxy is about to learn that banning Earth wasn't their smartest decision. Asterisk deep in the void reaches, beyond even the outcast territories, Captain Ross Chun piloted the scout ship Explorer through a field of drifting asteroids. His mission was simple: map the unknown regions and search for resources. What he found would reshape human understanding of the galaxy. The ruins appeared on his sensors as impossible geometric patterns carved into a rogue planet. No star warmed this world, yet energy readings suggested something still functioned in its depths. Chun's team, archaeologist Dr. Kate Ford, engineer Sam Park, and xenobiologist Dr. Lisa Reeves, prepared for humanity's greatest discovery. The structures predated everything in Federation records. Whoever built them had mastered technology that made current galactic science look like stone tools. The walls themselves generated power from quantum fluctuations. Transportation systems moved matter at the speed of thought. Most incredibly, data cores still functioned after millions of years. This changes everything, Dr. Ford whispered as they decoded the first fragments. The builders called themselves the architects. They had ruled the galaxy when the Federation's founding species were still primitive. More importantly, they had faced the same choice now confronting humanity: join the existing order or forge a new path. The architects chose to transcend. Their final record spoke of the great departure to higher dimensions, leaving behind their knowledge for whoever proved worthy to find it. Hidden throughout the galaxy were caches of their technology, waiting for a species bold enough to claim them. The data revealed something else. The Federation knew about the architects. Their leaders had deliberately suppressed this knowledge, fearing it would upset their carefully maintained power structure. They had built their entire civilization on the ruins of something far greater, pretending they were the galaxy's natural rulers. Chun transmitted his findings to Earth using quantum entanglement communicators, another human innovation the Federation couldn't detect. The response was immediate. Every available ship was redirected to the void reaches. If the architects had left other caches, humanity would find them first. The search revealed a pattern. The architects had hidden their gifts in places the Federation considered worthless: black hole ergospheres, neutron star coronas, the hearts of stellar nurseries. Locations too dangerous for Federation ships, but perfectly accessible to human technology, designed for extreme conditions. Each cache brought new revelations. Energy systems that drew power from dimensional barriers. Manufacturing techniques that built materials atom by atom. Weapons that could disrupt space-time itself. Most valuable of all, the location of the architect homeworld and its greatest treasure. Dr. Stone's research teams worked frantically to understand and adapt the alien science. Human engineering, always focused on practical solutions, proved surprisingly compatible with architect principles. Where Federation scientists would spend decades studying a single concept, human teams built working prototypes in months. The free world's military capabilities expanded exponentially. New ships incorporated architect shielding that made them nearly invulnerable. Weapon systems could disable entire fleets without destroying them. Most importantly, humans developed something the galaxy had never seen: true cloaking technology that hid ships, not just from sensors, but from reality itself. Meanwhile, the Federation finally noticed something was wrong. Trade routes in the outer systems reported strange energy signatures. Outcast species had stopped responding to Federation demands. Most disturbing of all, their deep space monitoring stations detected gravitational anomalies, suggesting massive construction projects in supposedly empty space. High Counselor Vell dispatched investigation fleets to the border regions. What they found defied explanation. Where empty systems should exist, they discovered thriving worlds and massive space installations. Ships using unknown technology moved freely through areas the Federation couldn't even reach. Impossible, Vell declared. When the reports reached him, no species in the galaxy possesses such capabilities. But his military advisors recognized the engineering signatures. The chaotic, improvised modifications were unmistakably human. Somehow, the primitive species they had banned was not only surviving, it was thriving beyond their wildest expectations. The part ends with two simultaneous events. On the architect homeworld, human scientists activate the greatest cache of all, a massive space station hidden in a parallel dimension. Its power systems dwarf anything in the galaxy, and its construction facilities could build 1,000 ships. In the time it takes the Federation to manufacture one. Simultaneously, on the Federation capital world, emergency sessions begin as the truth becomes undeniable. The humans they dismissed as violent primitives have built something unprecedented in galactic history. A civilization that doesn't just match Federation power, but has the potential to exceed it. War is coming, and for the first time in centuries, the Federation isn't certain they'll win. The Federation's Grand Assembly had never seen such chaos. Representatives from 10,000 worlds shouted accusations and demands as holographic. Displays showed the impossible. Human territories now spanned a quarter of the galaxy's outer rim, connected by technologies that shouldn't exist. High Counselor Vell struggled to maintain order as Admiral Rex Kane of the Federation Navy presented his intelligence report. Human colonies numbered in the hundreds. Their fleets moved through space using drives that ignored established physics. Most alarming of all, they had formed alliances with species the Federation had spent millennia keeping divided. How did we miss this? Demanded Chancellor Mora of the Crystalline Worlds. Our scouts patrol every system in known space. They weren't in known space, Kane replied grimly. They built their empire in the void zones we considered worthless. Our sensors were never designed to detect activity in those regions. The truth was worse than anyone imagined. Federation spy networks, infiltrated by human intelligence operatives, had been feeding false information for years, while the aliens believed Earth remained isolated and dying. Humanity had quietly built the most advanced civilization in galactic history. Dr. Amy Stone, now Director of Human Intelligence, watched the Federation's panic from her command center on the Architect Station. Quantum surveillance devices, invisible to alien detection systems, provided real-time intelligence on every Federation world. Humanity knew their enemies' capabilities better than the aliens knew their own. Phase 2 is complete, she reported to the Global Defense Council. The Federation knows we exist, but not our true strength. They're about to make their next mistake. That mistake came within days. Vel, driven by pride and fear, assembled the largest military force in Federation history. 5,000 warships from a dozen species converged on the border of human space. The message was clear: submit to Federation authority or face annihilation. The Federation fleet arrived at the Kepler cluster expecting to find primitive human settlements. Instead, they encountered New Terra's orbital defenses, massive stations that seemed to bend space around themselves, powered by technologies that shouldn't be possible. Captain Helen Ross commanded the human response from the battleship Defiance. Unlike Federation vessels with their sterile designs, human ships bristled with improvised weapons and adaptive systems. Where aliens built according to rigid specifications, humans created vessels that could modify themselves during battle. Federation Fleet, this is Captain Ross of the Free World's Defense Force. She transmitted on all frequencies. You are trespassing in sovereign territory. Withdraw immediately or face the consequences. Admiral Kane laughed at the audacity. One human battleship against 5,000 Federation vessels? The outcome seemed inevitable. He ordered his fleet to advance, expecting humanity's first colony to surrender within hours. The battle that followed shattered every assumption about galactic warfare. Human ships moved like living things, their architect-enhanced hulls flowing around enemy fire. Cloaking devices made entire squadrons vanish and reappear behind Federation lines. Most shocking of all, human weapons didn't destroy enemy ships. They disabled them, capturing crews for interrogation while preserving valuable technology. Within 6 hours, the mighty Federation fleet was scattered or captured. Kane himself found his flagship surrounded by human vessels that had appeared from nowhere. The primitive humans had won a victory that should have been impossible, but the real shock came next. Instead of executing their prisoners or demanding surrender, the humans offered something unprecedented: mercy and knowledge. Dr. Ross personally toured Kane's ship, explaining technologies the Federation had never imagined. Your quantum drives are centuries behind our capabilities, she told the stunned admiral. Your weapon systems waste 90% of their energy. Your ship designs prioritize appearance over function. We could help you improve, if you're willing to learn. Kane stared at readouts showing human technological superiority in every category. What do you want? What we've always wanted, Ross replied. Recognition, respect, and an end to the ban that started this whole conflict. The offer reached the Federation capital within hours. The humans proposed a simple exchange: full recognition of the Free World's alliance, open trade agreements, and an end to all sanctions against Earth and its colonies. In return, humanity would share selected technologies and cease military expansion. The alternative was clear. Human forces could strike Federation worlds at will using cloaking technology and superior mobility. Their weapons could disable any defense. Most terrifying of all, They had allies throughout the galaxy, not just outcast species, but Federation citizens who had grown tired of the rigid hierarchy. The part ends with Vel facing the hardest decision. In Federation history, accept humanity as equals and admit centuries of mistakes, or face a war against an enemy that had already proven superior. Either choice would shatter the old order, forever in the depths of space. Human construction fleets worked tirelessly on Project Renaissance, a massive undertaking that would soon reveal humanity's ultimate capabilities to the galaxy. 6 months. After the Battle of Kepler Cluster, representatives from across the galaxy gathered at Harmony Station, humanity's newest diplomatic facility. Built in neutral space using both Federation and Architect technologies, the station symbolized what cooperation could achieve. High Counselor Vel arrived aboard his flagship, surrounded by the remnants of Federation pride. The journey through human space had been humbling. Every system revealed wonders that dwarfed Federation achievements. Worlds transformed into gardens, space habitats housing billions, energy collection arrays that harvested power from entire stars. The negotiations were unlike anything in galactic history. Where Federation diplomacy relied on threats and rigid hierarchies, humans approached each issue with practical flexibility. Ambassador North led the human delegation with a simple philosophy: find solutions that worked for everyone. "We don't want to rule the galaxy," she explained to the assembled delegates. "We want to improve it." The evidence supported her words. Human territories showed unprecedented prosperity. Crime was virtually non-existent due to advanced AI that anticipated problems before they developed. Poverty had been eliminated through automated manufacturing that provided necessities freely to all citizens. Most remarkably, different species worked together as equals rather than in the rigid castes the Federation maintained. The breakthrough came when Dr. Stone revealed Project Renaissance. Using Architect technology and human innovation, they had developed a solution to the galaxy's greatest problem: resource scarcity. Massive conversion facilities could transform ordinary matter into any needed element, ending the competition that had driven galactic conflicts for millennia. "Imagine," she told the stunned assembly, "a galaxy where no species needs to fight for survival, where every world has access to unlimited energy and materials, where exploration and discovery replace conquest as the driving forces of civilization." But the humans demanded something in return: fundamental changes to how the galaxy operated. The rigid hierarchies that placed some species above others had to end. The caste systems that trapped billions in poverty needed dismantling. Most importantly, the Federation's monopoly on advanced technology would be broken forever. The debates raged for weeks. Many Federation species couldn't imagine existence without their superior status. The Altarians, who had led the original ban on Earth, threatened to withdraw from all negotiations rather than accept humans as equals. The deadlock broke when Captain Kane, now serving as military liaison, presented intelligence that shook the galaxy to its core. Human deep space explorers had found something beyond the galactic rim, signs of an approaching threat that dwarfed anything in recorded history. "The Devourers," Kane explained, his voice grim. "A machine intelligence that consumes entire star systems for raw materials. They've already destroyed 3 galaxies in the local cluster. Our scouts estimate they'll reach the Milky Way in 50 years. The revelation changed everything. Faced with extinction, old prejudices suddenly seemed meaningless. The galaxy needed unity, not division. More importantly, it needed humanity's adaptive technologies and innovative thinking to develop defenses against an enemy unlike anything they had ever faced. The New Republic Charter was signed on New Earth, humanity's capital world built in the system that had been their prison. Representatives from every major species agreed to principles that would have been unthinkable decades earlier. equality. Among all sapient beings, free sharing of non-military technologies, and democratic governance replacing hereditary rule. The Federation dissolved itself, its member worlds choosing to join the new republic or form independent alliances. The rigid boundaries that had defined galactic politics for millennia crumbled as species mixed freely, sharing knowledge and culture in ways their ancestors had never imagined. High Counselor Vel, now simply Citizen Vel of the former Altarian hegemony, stood on New Earth's observation deck, watching the construction of humanity's greatest project. The Unity fleet was taking shape in orbital shipyards, vessels designed using the combined knowledge of every galactic species. When the Devourers arrived, they would face not a divided galaxy, but a united civilization. "We were wrong about your species," he admitted to Admiral Hayes, now Director of Galactic Defense. "We saw your conflicts and assumed you were primitive. We didn't understand that your struggles made you stronger." Hayes smiled, watching human and alien engineers work side by side on ships that would defend everything they held dear. Maybe that's the point. The galaxy needed someone who knew how to fight for what matters. Someone who wouldn't accept impossible as an answer. The story ends with a view of the completed Unity Station, a massive structure orbiting New Earth. Ships from thousands of worlds dock at its ports. Species that had been enemies for millennia now worked together on projects that would have been inconceivable just years before. Humanity had been banned from the galaxy for being too chaotic, too violent, too unpredictable. Instead, they had become exactly what the galaxy needed, proof that different could be better, that cooperation could triumph over control, and that sometimes the greatest empires are built not through conquest, but through the simple courage to dream of something greater than what came before.